Hey everyone, Blockchain Bernie here with my latest episode. This is about how to choose the correct Solana cluster. So Solana has three main clusters. Mainnet, it's called Mainnet Beta. Yes, Solana is still in beta. Mainnet Beta is the first cluster. Then we have Testnet and we have Devnet. And then there is a fourth thing called Localnet. So we have four different options. So when you develop a Solana app or when you're just using Solana, which cluster should you use? And in your wallet, in any of those wallets, the most popular one is still Phantom. So in your Phantom wallet, you can pick what cluster you want to be on. Is it Mainnet Beta, Testnet, Devnet? And in some of the explorers, you can even go to Localnet also. So let's dive into it. And if you like content like this, don't forget to like this video. I would really appreciate it. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. And enjoy the rest of the video. If you have any questions, leave me a comment, right? So let's start with Mainnet Beta. So Mainnet Beta is the real Solana network, right? So you use Mainnet Beta. It's kind of the default when you go into the network, and that is kind of the real thing, right? So all the SOL and all the tokens that you have in your wallet on Mainnet Beta is real tokens, real SOL and anything. So it is real money. You can trade it on, centralized exchanges like Coinbase or Kraken or whatever, Binance. So that's easy, right? Mainnet Beta, that's the mainnet. It's the real thing, right? Then we have Devnet. Let's go to Devnet next. So that, as the name says, it's for developing apps, developing D-apps, right? Distributed apps or decentralized apps on the Solana blockchain. So you want to test out your dApps while you develop them. And obviously, you don't want to do the very first tests with real money, right? You might lose a lot of stuff when your app has bugs, right? So that's why you do that on Devnet, right? And, for Mainnet Beta, we now have over 2,000 validators, right? And these validators do hard work for you, right? They actually make sure that the Solana network is running, and they give you that APY, right? So you get your 7-8% APY on the SOL that you stake to all these validators, over 2,000 on Mainnet Beta, and it costs those validators a lot of money to run their validator, to be, always online, to have their servers and stuff like that. On Devnet, there is no such thing as 2,000 validators, right? It's mostly, we have like tens of validators or stuff like that. Some of them are operated by Solana Labs. Some of them are operated by, volunteers. They don't have the performance guarantees, the uptime guarantees, and all that Mainnet Beta has. And it's easy to use Devnet to test out while you develop your app, right? And that's what we're doing. We're building the Bitoku blockchain, and we have our node store that sells the licenses to run nodes in the future Bitoku blockchain. It's a great time to buy the Bitoku nodes if you haven't done yet. Check out the link in the description, get.bitoku.io, and go to bitoku.io, read about our project and why it's great to run a validator in the Bitoku network. All right, so now we have Mainnet Beta and we have Devnet. So there's also Testnet. Testnet is being used mostly by Solana Labs to test the new releases of the actual Solana chain, right? So they come out with new validator software all the time. And Solana is, besides Ethereum, the only and the first chain that has several validator softwares, right? So FireDancer is the second validator that's being developed right now. We also have the Jito software that does the MEV, maximum extractable value. And so those things are all there. And the testnet is not really for anyone. Even if you develop an app, you test your stuff on Devnet, right? The testnet, it is for the Solana Labs guys, the guys that develop the next generation of the Solana chain. They can test it there to see if it all works and stuff like that, right? So it's kind of, testnet is kind of the devnet for the actual blockchain, not for apps, but for the blockchain itself. Okay, so now we have these three. And the fourth one is called Localnet, right? It's not really a cluster normally, it's just your local machine. And that's the very, very first steps during development, right? If you're developing a Solana dApp and you want to do the first steps, right? Even running it on Devnet can be a little bit time consuming, right? So if you run a local validator just on your laptop or on your server or wherever you have it, you can test way, way faster, right? You can deploy faster, you can deploy new programs way faster, you can debug better because you only have that one validator and you see the log of that validator and stuff like that, right? But the Localnet has some disadvantages because it's not a real cluster, and also most of the wallet adapters that you build your apps with, they don't support Localnet, right? So you literally can only test your backend, the actual smart contracts that run on the Solana blockchain, but you cannot test your front end. Like the front end mostly is like JavaScript, and it's a web page where you can use your dApp, and it's tough to test that on Localnet, right? So when you develop the backend, you can test the backend at first using Localnet. And then at some point when you need the front end also, you go to Devnet, test it there. And once it's all tested out, you deploy it to Mainnet Beta, and you don't have anything to do with testnet, right? So those were the secrets of these clusters out there, right? And it's a little bit tricky because it's not really, I don't think it's explained anywhere that well. So I just wanted to give you that overview so that what are these for? And when you go to, even if you're not a developer, right, it's great to understand that, because then you know better what you're doing when you're using that in your wallet, or if you use any of the Solana Explorers. Now what that all means, because on the Explorers also you can select the cluster that you want to use your Explorer on. And the Solana native Explorer called explorer.solana.com, it even has an opportunity to do Localnet, right? So that's awesome. Obviously, then the browser has to run on the same machine as your local validator. So I hope this was interesting for you and then informative. And if you have any questions, just let me know in the comments. Happy to discuss everything. And as always, don't forget to like this video. It's really helpful to get this video to other people so that we can spread the word, and subscribe to my channel. I'll catch you guys later. Bye.